Hello, all my fellow crafters out there. Welcome back to Scrapping the Stash with Gail. It's Method Madness Friday. My Stampin' Up! Friends and I are collaborating to share one technique in multiple ways. This month, we're focusing on using ribbon in our layouts. If you love using what you have and creating with confidence, make sure you're subscribed to my channel or share this video with a friend. It really helps me connect with more scrappers. New videos come out every week to help you use your stash. Be sure to check out everyone else's videos by clicking the link in the description below. I can't wait to show you what I came up with. Today's Method Madness technique is ribbon, but I didn't want to just tie a bow and call it done or tie it onto a tag. So when I saw my grandson Oliver's blue and white gingham bunny ears in these pictures, I knew I wanted to echo that pattern on this page. Not just add ribbon, but actually repeat the design. Now, if you've got ribbon in your stash that's been sitting there for years, like me, this is your sign. Now, I chose 3 different ribbons. I chose the blue and white gingham to echo the ears, plus a solid blue and a solid white. And that's going to create some balance. And if I would have done just all gingham, I think it would have been too busy. So this is going to give the eye a chance to rest on this big panel detail anchor that I'm working on. Now the white ribbon is a cross grain and this is 3/4 inch. This is going to be bold enough to show under the photos, and I made the white the bigger ribbon size out of these because I wanted it to have some white space for the eye to rest so it won't be so busy. This cross grain ribbon, the structure of it really holds the weave a lot nicer. I do have a satin. The blue is the satin ribbon. If you're going to do all satin, this is going to be difficult to hold the weave, so you're going to have a little bit of a struggle. It looks pretty and it's very soft, but it really doesn't hold structure well because it's slippery. Now this with the cross grain will work just fine. Then the gingham, it's got some texture to it. It's definitely not cross grain. I knew that it was, the texture of it was sturdy enough that it wouldn't slip with this blue satin ribbon. So before I start building this panel, I needed to know basically how big I wanted it to be. So I want it to anchor these photos, but still leave me room enough for a title up here. So I'm thinking if I did an 8x8 panel, that's going to take me here, here, down to below these pictures across, and then up behind here. So then it's all of the pictures will be touching it. So that's the size we're going to make today. Now I've started making or measuring out my ribbons. And I know that I want an 8-inch by 8-inch panel. Now you want to cut your strips longer than what you need. And you may feel like that's a little wasteful, but trust me, you're going to want the leverage because as you start weaving these pieces in and amongst themselves, it's kind of like crimping paper. They shorten. And you definitely don't want to be too short. It's better for you to have excess and be able to cut it off than to not have enough and have to try to paste some ribbon together or weave it in so that it's not noticeable. So all I'm doing is putting my ribbon in the order that I want it and just lining them up, alternating to where I have 8 inches of ribbon from top to bottom. Don't worry about running out. If you run out, you run out. And then you just go from there. Don't be stingy. you'll regret it. I have regretted trying to save and being stingy with ribbon. I've regretted it many times. Use it. You've got the stash. Use it. Stop hoarding it. Use it. Get rid of it. So now I've turned my layout 90 degrees so that this is the top and this is the bottom, right? Because we were having these go across. So now I'm going to take this blue satin ribbon and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with these ribbons. Now, why am I not alternating these? You can, 100% absolutely. But then you start getting, your pattern is very random if you do that. And you can end up with having like basically an all white stripe down the middle of your woven project. And my OCD needs Xanax when I do that. So I've just learned to alternate one direction and make one color going the other way. So the next step after you get this here is to secure one edge of the vertical pieces and one edge of the horizontal pieces. So then you just need to decide what you're weaving, what part you're weaving, and what part you are flipping back and forth. So I'm going to take all of my blue and I'm going to flip it over just like that. So what you want to do to make this easy on yourself is, and this is why I use every other on one. So I am going to take all the white and flip them this way, all one color. Okay, so then you bring this down, right? See how that works? Then you bring all of these down, and now you move all of these up. See how that's easier on your mind? You're not thinking, okay, which one's next? What's next? Where am I at with this? Which one goes up? Which one goes down? So if you're using every other piece like I am here, then you just look at what you flipped down. So then this comes over. See how that works really easy? Then you flip all of these down. So see how that's woven now? Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, that's going to be so cute. But see what I mean? How you can move it? You can move all of this. So don't worry about it being straight as you're doing it. Now, I just kind of like to push up a little bit as I go, but that's basically it right there, in a nutshell. And so I'm just going to keep going till this is done. Now look how cute that looks. Doesn't that look cute? Now, obviously, it's askew and it's not perfectly straight, but we're going to take care of that. Now, this is the part where your inner perfectionist either thrives or will need coffee. Please repeat after me. This will never be perfectly straight. Now you. This will never be perfectly straight. Okay, you've got it. Now that you've got that part down, I can show you how I finish this off. I just kind of work on pulling these ends and pushing these ribbons in, and then I pick one. So this ribbon is the first one that's going this way, right? So I pick the next one in, okay? Doesn't matter if you what side you start on, okay? And I get it fairly straight. And I pull all of these ends so that they're kind of tucked in. So you're basically, what you're doing is you're making your corners. When this is done and it's finished, it kind of acts like, what it makes me think of are those Chinese finger cuffs, where you can move them. They're woven, but you push in and then that expands them so you can get your fingers out. You have to kind of think of this as an ever evolving piece that you can constantly move and move around and manipulate. Okay, so what we're going to do is red line tape, my best friend. I love red line tape. You have to use it when when you're using ribbon. Again, just making sure that this is kind of tucked in as much as possible. Don't worry about the rest of these. I'm trying to get these two straight and as tucked towards each other as possible, as tight as possible. And this white one here, as straight as possible. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to attach this red line tape, and I am going to burnish it in over all of this ribbon down the side of this white, that second ribbon in, okay? Now you want to burnish it really well because you want it to stick to that ribbon, okay? But you also, if you burnish it in really well, it also makes it really easy to get the red tape to come off. Okay, see how easy that is? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to take these ribbons here, take this and this ribbon, okay, and I'm going to fold it over and line it up and push down so that it attaches. Now, yes, it's leaving this one out. I agree. But I am going to bring this one in by folding this over here. And you just want to be careful and keep everything straight. You don't want it taut, but you want it straight. Okay, so now I've got these two folded over. Okay, and I'm just moving and tucking and pulling and shaping as I go. Okay, so now this one's not going to hit the gingham, so I'm going to pull that gingham taut and pull this white taut, and I'm going to pull this over, fold it over, and push down on that adhesive. And then I am just going to keep going with this over here. Okay, I'm back and I've got it finished. So see how this is very pliable? See how you can move it around, just kind of like, you just pull and tug and move it around to where you like it. Now I'm going to show you the back of this so that you can see. So see how all of these pieces are folded? You barely can actually on camera. They're folded over and then just cut off. You can see a little bit better over here, so I didn't cut less off on this side. But this is the back of it, and I mean, you can tell it's not perfect, but once you turn it over, that is cute as can be. So cute as can be. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so here is the finished layout, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's so cute. This 4x6 in the very middle is the main focal point. I put it dead center because I want your eye to go to Oliver first. Then around the page in sort of a soft circle, I do have foam tape under the outside, around these, underneath these photos here. And then I actually have foam tape underneath this big picture to lift it up off of this textured focal point. Now I have these two kind of askew just for playfulness and also just a family connection. I just love this little picture of him in his car seat just tucked right in here. Just creates some balance, and I just love how everything is whimsical and very playful. I did go ahead and keep these embellishments light because I just really, the more that I put on here, the harder it was to balance and the more it kept taking away from this main anchor point and focal point of the layout. So here's my title, My Little Bunny. And I did make that on Canva, and I just fussy cut it out. And I added all of these elements. I popped up this little bunny um, over there. I just love how he's hugging the little carrots. Isn't it cute? I added just a little couple of carrots to the title. And then this carrot paper on either side of it just kind of ties it all together. And then down here is my journaling. This is in navy blue colored font, and then I just took some dark blue and inked the edge around it to give it a little bit of definition before I added this orangey yellow to match the colors of the carrots. And then I added those spring flowers down here. And then I just added another set of flowers here to make that visual triangle that we like to see. This is such a fun way to use ribbon differently, not as an embellishment, but as a structural design element. And of course, it was inspired by these cute little gingham rabbit ears on my grandson. Now, if you've got ribbon sitting in your stash, try weaving it. Start small, it doesn't have to cover the whole page. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and our Method Madness Friday with ribbon. Make sure that you check out the link in the description and watch my Stampin' Up! Friends and see what they come up with their technique this Friday with ribbon. As always, thanks for watching. Keep scrapping that stash. Bye-bye for now.